place the stress in words is very important to their pronunciation. If you aren't stressing your words correctly, then you're not pronouncing them correctly. Hey guys, how are you doing? My name is Catalin. Have you ever noticed when you're listening to native English speakers that English sounds quite musical? Well, maybe it's not as beautiful as music, but there's definitely a bit of a rhythm or a beat to it. Well, maybe if you haven't noticed that or you've never paid attention to it, just listen to the way that I'm speaking now. Can you hear how my voice rises and falls in pitch, giving it sort of a musical effect? This musical effect of English is the rhythm of English, and learning about this and being able to do it is crucial to fluency and sounding like a native English speaker. So if you're interested in those two things, then this video is important for you to watch. First, let's find out why English sounds this way. Why does it sound so musical and rhythmic? Well, that's easy. That's because English is a stress-timed language. That means in our words, when we break them down into syllables, we don't say our syllables for the same amount of time. Some of our syllables are louder and longer, whereas others are shorter and quieter. These louder and longer syllables are called stressed syllables, whereas our shorter and our quieter ones are unstressed. Although it definitely can be difficult to know how to stress a word correctly without somebody telling you how it's done, there are some helpful rules that you can use to figure it out, and those are the ones that I'm going to be teaching you today. We'll first start with the most basic rules. The first one is that a single word can only ever have one stressed syllable. You cannot have two stressed syllables inside one word. Rule 2 is that you can only stress vowels in English. Consonants cannot be stressed. And rule 3, of course, there are always exceptions. As I always say, English wouldn't be English without its exceptions. So those 3 rules there are the foundation of syllable stress. But let's take a look at some more detailed ones now. For most of our 2-syllable nouns and adjectives in English, we stress the first syllable of those words. So each of these words will have the rhythm of bada. Ba being our first stressed loud syllable, and d being our second quieter unstressed syllable. See if you can hear the bada rhythm in the words that I'm about to say. Table, glasses, pillow. Each of those words are 2-syllable nouns, and can you hear the first stressed syllable? It is much louder and stronger than the second. Some adjective examples are angry, windy, and sleepy. Our next rule is for 2-syllable verbs and prepositions in English. For these words, we stress the second syllable. Here are some verbs as an example. Forget, believe, and relax. And now some example prepositions. Around, behind, without. So the rhythm of these words is bada, from an unstressed quiet syllable to a loud stressed syllable. Remembering these 2 rules is really important when we have a word that has one spelling, but its meaning and its definition will change depending on what syllable you put the stress on. One of these words is present and present. Can you hear which syllable I stressed in each of those? Take another listen. Present and present. Present is a noun which means a gift. And you can see how, following our rules from before, that is a noun, so I stressed the first syllable. Whereas present is a verb which means to show or to talk about. And following our rule, I stressed the second syllable. We have many words like this in English, so these 2 rules are really important for you to remember. I hope your ears are now getting a little bit more used to hearing the stress in words. So now we're going to move on to our next rules. These rules are for compound words. Compound words, I've talked about them before, but I'll just refresh your memory a little bit. They are words that are formed by connecting two other words and creating an entirely new word. Compound words can be used as nouns, adjectives, and verbs as well. So here comes our next rule. For compound nouns, compound words that we use as nouns, we place the stress on the first part of that word. For example, fireman or airport. The stress in both of these words is at the first part. However, for compound adjectives and verbs, we place the stress on the second part. An example of a compound adjective is good looking. The stress in that word is on the syllable look. Good looking. A verb, for example, understand or oversleep. In all of these words, the stress is on the second part. Now, up until this point, you may have noticed that I haven't said anything about words that are more than 2 syllables long. And actually, many websites and teachers out there don't talk about this. And that's because words that are 3 or more syllables long can have stress anywhere in the word, and that can make it super annoying and confusing to figure out. On the bright side though, for most 3-syllable words, the stress is just at the first syllable, like in the words beautiful, energy, and hamburger, but this isn't always the case. So for 3 or more syllable words ending in ik, shin, or jin, then we stress the syllable that is second to last in that word. For example, ecstatic, pollution, and division. If the words end in C, T, V, G, or O, then the stressed syllable will be the third to last syllable. For example, emergency, uncertainty, photography, apology, and symmetrical. And finally, if they end in the suffixes of e, er, es, it, or ik, then the last syllable will be stressed. For example, referee, engineer, and cigarette. One more thing I want to add before I go is about when we add ing onto the ends of words. So when we add ing, we're always adding an extra syllable, right? And you might be wondering, how do I stress that new word with an extra syllable? Well, you stress it exactly the same way as you would with the word that doesn't have that ing added. For example, the 2-syllable verb follow. That has second syllable stress. And when we add ing, it becomes following. And I hope you can hear with your trained ears that following also has stress on the low syllable. But that's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson. If you did, head down there and hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more of my videos. As always, if you've got any questions or video suggestions, please leave those down in the comments below. And don't forget to check me out on Instagram and Facebook for some more awesome English content. I'll see you guys later. Bye!